William Martin, Terrence Roby.
Let me quick check on their minutes.
Some of the bigger stars for Bulldogs. How do you replace them, and what does their loss mean on and off the field?
Well, it's something that we deal with every year, so we're used to it. It's always tough to kind of see those guys leave, but then it's always exciting to see who's going to step up and fill in that role, and someone inevitably always does. And so we're excited to move on with the guys that we had in spring ball, but we'll certainly miss all those big players for us from last year.
Let's talk about the offensive side, in particular the offensive line. That's obviously a big question mark along with the quarterback position. We'll touch on that, but let's start with the offensive line. We saw last year when they struggled, the team and the offense struggled to get going. So obviously it's got to be a big emphasis heading into the fall.
Yeah, it is, and I think we have such a talented group of sophomores and really good incoming freshmen, and then our upperclassmen, I think, are going to add a lot to the mix. Grady Cook is a senior leader, and he'll do a good job. He'll be a future coach, and just does a good job of leading. And we feel like everything's about how good you are on your offensive line, regardless of what scheme you're going to employ. And so we are putting a lot of emphasis on that this year, and we'll have those guys playing tough, hard-nosed football and finishing place.
Talk about the quarterback position. Andrew Correa is really the only one that's come back that has any sort of experience.
Yeah.
So what does the quarterback position look like? This is the second straight year that you're going to have to kind of try to find somebody.
Yeah, and Riley Whitfall really came on late last year and did a great job for us. And Andrew had a lot of good snaps last year too. He had some quality experience. We feel like we had 3 guys who went through spring ball and did a good job. No one really just ran away with it and took the job. We'll have some incoming guys who we feel like are really talented that will also compete for it. But it's just a wide open race right now, and we don't know who's going to take that first rep at fall camp yet.
Is this going to be an instance of where you want to find somebody, maybe fill them out for the first couple of games, or you want to name somebody and allow them to be the quarterback throughout the year?
We want to name somebody. That's the best case scenario. When you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have one. And so, that being said, we feel like we do a good job with our offense and utilizing different skill sets. And so if there's a guy who doesn't do a good job, there might be another area that can help our offense with chains and score points. So I think we'll do a good job of finding guys and finding the niche for everybody.
Let's talk about the defensive side, the linebackers in particular. That's a special group. You return a lot of experience. Some younger guys stepped up last year. Lane Napier, for example, you mentioned that earlier today. But that's probably one of the positions that you don't really have to worry about too much.
We hope not. Yeah, we have depth there right now, and it's always funny how quick that can go away. But we expect a lot of production out of that group. Like you mentioned, Lane Napier, Cordell Rouse, Derek Tahouse, and Zach Walter, Ryan Wilson, all those guys. And I'm leaving a lot of them out. We have a lot of talent at that position, and guys who I think are even upcoming sophomores that nobody knows about, like Corey Ochoa and other people. We're excited about their production, and so yeah, we feel like that's the strength of our defense right now.
Meanwhile, I'm sure something you are worrying about maybe a little bit is the defensive back position. That's where you kind of lost your stars in Martin and Roby, 2 shutdown corners and safeties and stuff. What does that look like? You have some younger talent that's coming back this year, so it's not all doom and gloom.
No, not any doom and gloom. We're really excited about what we got, and I think Darius McVay is one of the most explosive corners we've worked with as far as change of direction and movement. He's just really athletic. We have Matt Petrosky and Devontae Newton had a lot of good reps at spring ball. Caden Jameson returned, so we're very optimistic. And then we have some guys that are coming in, transferring in, that we think can really be good contributors for us as well.
Coach, last year, the first couple of weeks, it was a little bit of a roller coaster ride. We've talked about that before. But that bye week, that was kind of the savior in the season. What was it about that bye week where you guys kind of maybe just hit the reset button?
Yeah, it was good. We made some strategic changes and went 4-1 down the stretch. And, really ended the year on a positive note. Went into our last game with a shot at the playoffs, and so I feel like our bye week is week 0 or week 1 right now. So if that all goes well, we'll have the same kind of result after the bye week. So it'll be interesting to see how things pan out with kind of a longer fall camp and have that bye week early. But we certainly feel like the changes that were made over that bye week are in place, and we're excited about it.
6-4 last year. What are the expectations heading into this fall?
To be better. That's always going to be the expectation, is to be better every year. I think that, you mentioned all those names of guys that we lost from last year who were just long time big names for Concordia football. football. And while we lose those guys, I think we're going to have a really strong team, a really strong locker room. We put a lot of work into that over the course of the last 6-7 months to have a strong locker room, a strong team. So that's going to be our goal. That's going to be our focus, our emphasis heading into 2018.